This week I'm working on something really cool, which are stanchion bases. They're awesome. These stanchion bases are going to be awesome because there's no metal parts. It's going to be all composite, maintenance-free stanchion bases that are built into the boats. And then also this week, we finally got to test out the dinghy. We put it in the water for the 4th of July and had a wonderful day.
My name is Matt. Follow along as I turn Duracell, the legendary ocean racing sailboat, into a comfortable cruising home. Stanchions are the fence posts that make a barrier around a sailboat that we call the lifelines.
One project I've been avoiding, but I've finally figured out, is the stanchion bases. The boat came with stanchion sockets, which are just like it sounds. They're sockets built into the deck, as you can see, that the stanchion went into. This is one of the original stanchions. As you can see, it just slid into the deck like this. And I think they used some sealant to kind of keep it glued in.
The sockets are just tubes glued into the deck. They are then reinforced under the deck with a gusset between the hole and the tube. And then the whole thing is glassed over. They're very strong, but
the problem with these is that they were not glassed over, for one thing, kind of seal the edge of the tube that was glassed into the boat. And a few of them leak to the inside of the boat. My options were to either totally get rid of them and use stainless steel stanchion bases, which would be at least 4 bolt holes through the deck. And I'd have to buy all these stainless stanchion bases. There's 20 stanchions, not including the pulpits. Or modify these so that they don't leak and I wouldn't have to put any holes in the deck. So what we decided to do, with help from Evan, is we're gluing in these fiberglass, I'm calling them studs, but they're the new stanchion bases.
earlier in the day, my mom cut out these stanchion bases from pultruded fiberglass rod that I bought from McMaster. She's using a hacksaw rather than a chop saw because the fiberglass destroys blades and hacksaw blades hold up the best to this material.
They are the same diameter as the old stanchions, and they're just going to be glued into the deck. And then, to seal the edge and make sure that there will be no leaks ever, we're just going to put this little ring on top. All this is just going to be epoxied to the deck. This means that I will never ever have to rebed any stanchion bases. This is totally maintenance free forever, if we break one or something. And so this is not the stanchion itself. The stanchion will slide over this stud. It'll be just basically a pipe, a tube that slides over the stud. We are potentially working with somebody who makes carbon stanchions, and so they will be made to fit onto these stanchion bases. So I think it's a super clean solution. It's actually cheaper than buying stainless stanchion bases. It will look really nice, especially with these rings on there. So today we're just gluing them all in.
You're just cleaning it?
I'm just cleaning out the inside. I already sand prepped the inside and everything, bored them out just a little bit so that these things fit snugly. It's a very tight fit, which is perfect. Okay, ready?
Ready.
And this material is just a pultruded fiberglass that I bought from McMaster Car. And you can see how tight of a fit it is, so these things are never coming out. If we ever have a problem with them, I think we basically just cut them off and leave them there, because they're not going anywhere. And then my little ring here is just I think it's a 1/8 inch thick or 3/16 G10, which is just like a pressed fiberglass and epoxy plate. And my mom and I earlier today cut out all 20 of these little rings. And these are just pretty much for cosmetic and, like I said earlier, to kind of protect this end grain of around the old stanchion base and to waterproof it, to make sure that no water will ever get down there into the old socket. Okay, so that's it. The stanchion, like I said, will slip over this stud, and there'll probably just be like a little set screw that sets into the stud so that the stanchion can't be pulled up. But otherwise, this will probably be a little bit more work than installing the stainless stanchion bases, but since there will never be any maintenance for them after that, you know, the overall, the total work will be a lot less with these things. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about how these work. Well, if we got another rag, I keep remembering it's probably smarter to put the majority of the glue at the bottom.
Does this one go all the way through?
No. That's it.
It's pretty awesome to have maintenance-free stanchions because stanchions are kind of like notorious for introducing leaks on boats, right?
Yeah, like I said, there's at least 4 bolts per stanchion base, and so there's 20 stanchions on here, so that's 80 holes in the boat that we're eliminating. Yeah, like on our previous boat, we had to rebed all the stanchions because half of them leaked. I think this is a really, really nice solution to this problem.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too. So we've got all 16 of these installed. These are just for stanchions, not for the pulpits. We're going to come up with a different solution for the pulpits. We'll probably just through both them. But for the stanchions, I think this is a great solution. There's zero maintenance, like I said. It'll be leak-free. And how it works, this is just a aluminum tube that I have with a pretty close to correct inside diameter. This is how it works, is it just the stanchion will slide over the stanchion base like that. There'll be a little set screw in the stanchion, maybe 2 set screws, just to make sure that they don't rotate or pull up or anything like that. But water can just come inside the tube itself and then it'll fall out the bottom. So, like I said, very elegant solution, I believe, to this, to the normal stanchion-based problem that boats have. So, there you go. Today is the 4th of July, Independence Day in the United States, and we finally are taking Duracell's new dinghy, the one I built at the Northwest Maritime Center here in Port Townsend, out for its first sail. I'm really excited. This is a Scout, what we call Scout 14 or a Super Scout, and it's going to be its maiden voyage. But first, we're going to have Joel tell you a little bit more about the Maritime Center, what they offer, and what they do here in the community.
Hello again, welcome back to the boat shop. We're at Northwest Maritime's wooden boat shop. Yeah, it was great having the Super Scout builders in that class come through the shop, and it was a really great experience. Anyone who's interested in participating in the same experience, maybe even building the same boat, this boat shop is a space that supports the ambition of both youth and adults to build a boat of their own. Those 6 boats that we built in that class were part of a larger goal and mission as far as programming for the Maritime Center. And those were just 6 of probably close to 50 boats that will launch out of this boat shop. 2024. For anyone interested in building a Scout or a Super Scout, we'll be working with Duckworks again in 2025. We'll be doing a Scout Camp starting middle of April, and you'll be able to register for those classes on our website, nwmaritime.org. And on top of those programming, we support the DIY builder, team builder, foundational boat building skills, 1-day classes, 3-day classes, and they happen throughout the year. So if you're interested, come join me. And you can also see a lot of the other amazing things that we do organizationally and connecting people to the sea. If you're not into building, come sailing, go out on a harbor tour, just enjoy our beautiful Port Townsend and all it has to offer in the wooden boat world.
How's that working out?
It's working out okay. We both have some adjusting to do.
The boat rigs up and is ready to go in about 5 minutes. The sleeved luff with the integrated halyard is super fast and there's no boom to rig. There are utility holes in the gunnel that are used to hold main sheet blocks, and I made these Dyneema loops with the blocks on them, which just hitch through these holes for the double-ended main sheet. Once the sail and sheet are rigged, the only thing left to do is get the boat in the water, mount the rudder, slide in the daggerboard, and off we go. The boat is an absolute joy to sail and row. It's fast and stable and will easily haul the family plus groceries, making it a perfect tender for Duracell. We have a couple new Patreons to thank this week. First, thank you to Chris, who's in Germany. He gets to go sailing in Netherlands on a 70-foot, 100-year-old tjock, I think it's called Pelican is the name of the boat, which sounds really fun. Maybe one day he'll get his own boat. And then also thank you to Jim, who we know here locally. He is fascinated by sailboats and lighthouses. He's a local lighthouse volunteer. So thank you very much to Jim and Chris and everybody who's helping support the channel.